going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for stopping by. We're gonna actually just switch out these headlights here today. Nothing super crazy. These are old headlights I've had, but we had switched them out before because these weren't super bright, but I don't really drive it at night, so it doesn't really matter. And I think these will look a lot better. So that's what we're doing today. Stick around and see the end result. All right, guys, so as you can see, we got a couple out here already. The way we have to get these other ones and the corner markers are, we actually have to pull most of this grill off. I'm not sure if it's all of it, but I believe it is most of it. So that's what we're gonna do now. You saw me, I took off the two up top here. There's gonna be two more right behind the lower headlights here, or the turn signals. So they are going to be 7 millimeters. So I don't know if you guys can see right there, there's one. There's supposed to be another one right behind the lights right there. And so this one right here doesn't have one, so it's just that one there. That one on the other side might also have one. So let's get this one out and we'll check the other side again. Alrighty, so we got the bolts out there. I checked over there, there's not one. I believe all we have to do is, so probably want to disconnect the corner lights. We might have one more thing connected in there. It looks like it's just like a horn for the wire, or a wire for the horn. And the front end comes off. This would be a good time. Any of you doing this at home, if you see here, I don't know if you could tell, right here we're starting to get chipping. To black that out or take it off, respray it, and get it looking nice again. I will not be doing that just because I want to get the lights fixed. I actually had a light, I believe it was my driver's side light, burned out on me. So that was kind of what made me do this. It wasn't anything that you had to go this far to replace it, but I figured if I was replacing the light, I might as well just change the assembly. As you can see back here, we have bolts that are holding in all the corner markers here. Looks like we are missing a couple. They're just nuts on the back. I believe these are just plastic as well, so you gotta be careful. They'll probably strip out pretty easy. So I'm gonna at least get these two replaced real quick, change the bulb out of whichever one is having issues, and then we'll work on what's in the assembly here. All right, so it looks like now I got to pull off the backing for each one and swap them over here. So that's what I'll do. I'll bring you guys back when I get that done. All righty, guys, so I finished switching over the brackets on here, on the back of the black headlights here. It's kind of zoomed in, probably hard to see. The hard thing is with this is it's missing a bunch of hardware, so I just had some nuts that I had. They're starting to break and everything. Probably should replace them, but like I said, this is just a recreational vehicle for me, so I don't really use it for a whole lot other than moving my dogs around and such. Let me get the light in here a little bit better for you. So as you can see, for the corner markers, they got these little nuts on the end here. and I'll pull one off and show you what those look like. If you look, they are literally just flimsy. They're not actual nuts. They're like made of like sheet metal almost, like just pressed in that. I love using impact on everything. That's like, I hate using ratchets and stuff anymore now that I have an impact. But on the other side, I already did the one side. On the other side, this got snagged on the little plastic nut, or on the little plastic bolt on the back, and actually broke it off. So if you're doing these, make sure that you probably use a wrench, because the torque on a impact is a little too heavy. So let me grab those. These will be the ones that we're going to be putting on. The one with the hole in the middle goes on the bottom for your turn signal. The other one goes up top. So slide in just like the other ones did. And then these are some cheap Chinese ones. So if you look, they have the wording here, and the wording actually goes upside down on this one. Same thing with the regular headlights. For whatever reason, I don't know, but that's how it goes. So like I said, don't use an impact here. Slow and steady. This is already missing some, so I may order some and come back and throw them on because they are missing. But for now, this will work. This is what was holding them on before, so not really too concerned. Don't want to go too tight, but want to make sure they're in there good. So, okay, so we got that done. We'll get the headlights mounted up on the front. The other thing that I did, let's see if I can move this without losing it. So on the grill, right here, this is obviously the front now. I don't know how many of you pay attention to detail, but let me make sure you can see. I pulled the bezel out right here. So here's the bezel. It's chrome. This is what I was telling you about. Mine's all chipped up and got some damage here from rock chips. So I'm gonna sand that down. I'm probably gonna black it out. I don't really like having chrome anywhere. The bumper, I would actually like to black out too, but probably not gonna happen. But this will get blacked out, and we'll install that on the next video. So right now we're just gonna get all this put in. These are all just plastic clips, and I'll kind of go into more detail on that in the next video. But essentially what you do is you're reaching through the back of the bumper, you put a flathead on each side of these, flathead here, and then you twist it, and it pops this corner down, flathead there, twist it, pops that corner down. You have to do that all the way around, and then that'll come out. So let's get the headlights mounted up there on the truck, and then we'll resume. So as you can see, we've got both headlights in. They're very not centered, but I don't really care. If we end up keeping this, I would like to throw a light bar on somewhere at some point in time. So. Alrighty, so I was able to kind of get it up there with some finagling. I was getting stuck on some hydraulic hoses that were over here for, I think, my power steering cooler, radiator, whatever. Two up top, and then the lower ones, I didn't realize this, they had these. I don't know if they came off of this, but they were sitting in there. I don't know how they would, because this isn't super big, and I don't know that it would really help a whole lot, but these were in there. You may have them, I don't know. All right, so what I did with those little spacers is I got the screw started and then slid the spacer in after that, so that made it significantly easier. So we're gonna go ahead and just tighten these up and then put the last lights in and get these corner markers hooked up. All right, as you can see, we got them in. There's some gaps here, gaps under here, gaps here, and gaps here. These are cheap Chinese ones. Like I said, this is just something I had laying around. I thought the front end would look a little bit better if it wasn't the ugly white ones with the chrome bezel here. So I'm gonna go ahead, get these lower ones put on, and we'll see how it looks all put together. And there you have it. That's the fully converted to the dark front end. Like I said, we do have a little gap here and here, so when you guys are buying these headlight kits, make sure you get the name brand ones. Probably won't have these huge gaps like I do. I can't adjust these either. They don't actually work, but in the next video, like I said, we're going to be refinishing that silver there, and we'll let's get the lights on, make sure they all work.